Hi, my name is Lacey. Welcome to my channel. So today it looks really different than it ever has before because I am streaming online. I have Photoshop on the right, I have my friends on the left, and they're on Discord, and they're going to help me try to draw something, not potatoes. And so
Not potatoes.
first, the person that was talking is Hill, and you guys can find her on Instagram or Facebook at Doodle Monster for Life. I have showed some of her artwork on one of my bullet journal videos. I will put a picture up so you guys can see. And the person at the top, that's Heather. You can find her at BombH92 on Insta, and I'll also put a picture from where I showed her drawings on my bullet journal video as well. And so today we're going to be doing some Mermay. It's basically kind of like Inktober, but where you draw mermaids in May. And we had decided to do like a theme that's mermaids in space. So it could be like a mermaid put into space, or it could be a mermaid that is like, what would we say this, like habitatural to space, or something else if you guys want to take it into a different direction. So they're going to show me how to use Photoshop. They have shown me before, but I always forget all of the tools because I never use Photoshop. And I think we're all using a tablet with a pen. Heather, are you using that too? So
Yeah. I'm Hill, aka Doodle Monster for Life. Find me on Insta, add me. A little bit about me is I'm an artist. I'm also a mom of two beautiful boys who you, I'm sure, will hear throughout any video of mine. And I'm married and I'm an artist. I graduated from university as an artist, an art major, so if you guys have any questions about that, just let me know. Thanks for watching. I'm done. Go ahead, Heather.
And I'm Heather. You can find me on H92 Insta. I also went to school for art, but I went more for graphic design. I guess a little bit about me. I do art for a living, kinda. I make yearbook covers. I do more of the graphic design side of things, but I do love doing digital art and traditional art as a hobby.
Wait, talk about your kitty. Talk about your kitty.
My kitty, Mochi, he's the fluffiest, most snobby kitty in the world.
The princess kitty.
She's a princess kitty. The crown of my potato belongs to her.
okay, so I was gonna ask, I know that you guys use the paintbrush tool to draw with, but what settings do you guys use when you do use the paintbrush? Like how big do you make your brush size?
First sketch layer, or just sketching out what I'm gonna first try and figure out what I'm gonna do, I'll usually use a smaller brush. So say something like, depending on what size of canvas you're using, I use a really big one. My file size is
I think I just did like the standard, whatever it was.
I tend to do 8 by 10 at like 600 ppi. You could use 300 ppi, which is just pixels size. You can always scale down, but it's a little bit harder to scale up, so I tend to scale up, and so that way it's easier to scale down. But with using what I use, I tend to use paintbrush size 7, anywhere from like 7 to 10, depending on how big you want your line art to be.
No, same though. I do thin lines for my sketch layer. I don't really have a preset set of brushes. I just kind of do the size that feels right to me at the time and go with it.
What kind of set? Like I have mine at hard round, but do you guys do a different brush setting?
I do hard round pressure size, but in my sketch one, I'll do the Kyle Ultimate pencil hard one just because I like how the pencil looks. It makes it feel more traditional.
What about you, Heather?
I do the hard round opacity. I tend to fluctuate between what I do for sketches. Sometimes I'll do dry media brushes. Sometimes I'll do like the pencil, like Hill said. It just kind of depends, but that's mostly what I do too.
Okay, I'm just trying to undo my lines. I was just practicing. I think I'm gonna try that.
I think my favorite brush is the hard round pressure size. I think that's like my favorite.
Oh, okay. I think I've seen a lot of YouTubers use that one.
It tends to get smaller at the end.
Yeah, I see that. I think I'm just gonna try the pressure opacity one and see how that works out for me, but it looks pretty cool. I like that, the harder that you push, the darker the line is. So I find that digital art is harder than traditional art just because there's kind of a disconnect between my hand and my eyes. Like you're not looking down, you're looking forward. And I tend to just push down pretty hard to just try to make like a straight line, but that's just me. All my lines are going to be dark.
Like, you get used to it after a while, and it becomes easier. But in the beginning, it's really hard to kind of get
Right.
used to that weird disconnect between your hand and the computer screen.
Yeah, well, I know you helped me like with the paint, Heather, but Hill was helping me like figure out some of the, like the line stuff, and we drew, I forget where it is. I might be able to open it. It's my snakes. Hill was helping me figure out like the line art and stuff, and it was very difficult.
The danger noodle.
Yeah, these 3 danger noodles, they took me so long. It was bad. So I'm probably not going to be able to finish my mermaid like when you guys finish your mermaids, but it's fine.
That's fine because we haven't even started them yet. We're still working on our potatoes. At least I am.
Hey, Heather, do you want to talk about layers while Hill's working on her potato?
What about layers? Do you want to know?
Well, so I have my background layer, and I know we're not supposed to really draw on the background layer. You put like another layer. I don't remember how, but I know you have to put another layer.
Yeah, I always just add a layer, but I mean, you can draw on the background layer if you wanted to.
Oh, I did it. There's a plus sign. Okay. And then that's like my line art layer. So you usually you have like a line art layer and then you have like every color in a different layer, or?
I tend to, and everyone works differently. I think that's a cool thing about Photoshop. 5 different people can do 5 different styles of art. But me personally, that's what I do, is I do my line art on one layer, and then underneath it I'll have the different colors, like say the skin tone color will be on one layer, then a shirt color will be on another layer, and I'll just go from there. That way I can edit and mess around with that specific color. Like say I wanted to add blush to the skin tone, I wouldn't mess up any other layer while doing that.
Right. What about you, Hill? Is that how you do it?
I tend to start off with 3 layers. I do the sketch layer. I do not on my potato, but on normal stuff, I do 3 layers. I do one that's a sketch layer. The second layer I'll put in as color, and the third one I will put in as ink, and then I add on from there. So basically the same process. I just start a little bit differently.
If I had to sketch before, that's my sketch layer would usually be at the bottom too.
Well, I don't think we're going to talk about every single like feature for Photoshop, so that way we can get started. But if I have questions, I'll just ask you during the stream. But I was telling Hill, I found like a reference photo that I wanted to use. I wanted to like do it in my own style, but I wanted to use like her body type, I guess, and like the way that she's positioned. Do I just click like file and like open or something? Do I just open it?
Oh, are you wanting to put the image with your...
Yeah, I wanted to like put it like on its own layer, I guess, and then like turn down the opacity.
What I usually do is I drag the image to the Photoshop.
Okay, I think she's cute, and I'm gonna try to do her in a different style because that's not how I draw.
She is cute though. I think it'll be good.
Though I know she looks just like a regular mermaid, but I'm gonna make her a space mermaid. Okay, so we all gonna just start drawing our mermaids?
Sure.
Yeah, totally. Once I can figure out what I'm doing. You know what?
What?
I'm gonna draw
You're gonna draw what?
a chibi mermaid.
That'd be cute, and that would be kind of your style too.
No one look. This is so bad. I actually am gonna make her like more cartoonized. I don't think that's a word. Cartoony. I have been like working with a certain like style that's really just like super basic. So Hill, do you want to talk about your favorite type of mediums and stuff? Like I know you like digital art, but you want to like talk about what you have like experience in, I guess.
Sure. So in school I did a lot of different ones, but just to try and practice and see what I really enjoy doing. I even did like ceramics in college, and I did watercolor. I did a lot of different studio arts, a lot of different drawing classes, but digital has been really fun for me because I can have all of those things kind of in one. But there's something really special about just being able to put your hand to paper, you know?
Definitely. And I think you were telling me that you did the watercolor class. I want to hear more about that because I like watercolor.
Yeah, so we bought all of our supplies. And I had this really awesome teacher. His name was Suda Lee, and he's just a really great watercolor artist. And he taught me a lot about watercolor and about kind of finding my own personalized style of art in watercolor. So we would get our paints and would mix them together with water, and a lot of it wasn't about the inking. We did explore inking with watercolor, and there are different ways that you can do that by having water-based pens, or depends on how you want your art to look. There's a lot of variations. I liked to do inking, and then I would use the watercolor with water-soluble ink so that it would bleed when I put the water on it and paint on it.
Well, I like to do watercolor and then add ink on top, but I just use like a regular pen, I guess. But yeah, I might use like a Sharpie pen or just a regular pen, but like once it's all dry, and then just give it line art to make it like more cartoony, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so you can do it in layers. That's the really cool thing about art, is that you can always do it in layers.
Right. Heather, you want to talk about the kind of mediums and stuff that you like to do?
I really like drawing on my iPad. I think that's my favorite thing. I like digital art a lot. In school, one of my favorite things was pastels. I had it with Suda too, and it was a great class. I really enjoyed learning how to just learning pastels.
I remember you showing me that one pastel art piece that you did, and the
Yeah,
one
I
with like,
really enjoyed, but
yeah,
besides digital and pastels, I just sketch in my sketchbook. Oh, Copics. Those are fun. I enjoy messing with Copic markers a lot.
Copics are great.
yeah, I was gonna say I know Hill does that too. So I'm jealous I didn't take more art classes. I think I was just like really intimidated in college. I mostly just did it for fun. Like I took the electronic imaging where we actually learned Photoshop, though like I said, I don't use it very often, so I don't really remember a lot. But I do Premiere Pro for my editing, and a lot of the features are the same. But I took electronic imaging, and I took photography, and I also took the pottery class, and I think that was pretty much it. I never thought I would actually come back to art, because I never really thought I was that good. I mean, I just had a lot of like confidence issues. But well, pretty much when after I broke up with my ex, I really started doing art just for fun, just mostly like when I was doing my pen pal letters, I would just draw on my papers and stuff before I would send them on my envelopes, and that really kind of gave me some confidence. And then eventually when I started this channel, I started doing like way more art, and then just really enjoying it and being like, why didn't I take advantage of college and take more? Could have took watercolor, could have took pastel class, but I mostly just learned from watching other people on YouTube and then being like, ooh, I'm gonna try that.
I think everybody has some kind of art. Maybe not everybody if they're not really creatively inclined, but a lot of artists have their own specific styles, and not just styles, but like what they enjoy doing. Like some artists are more ceramic based, some are more drawing based, and it just depends on what you want to do, because you don't have to do it all. Like,
Unless you feel like it.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I'm that person that's like, I'm doing it all.
feels like you should have to, but like you can just enjoy doing what you enjoy doing and work on that. And
Yeah, definitely.
Hill.
So,
I don't know why. I was thinking like the zoom in button was like how you can control the size of your brush.
oh no.
Yeah, I don't
no,
know
the
what I was doing.
the brackets are.
Oh, that's how you size your brush?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. I need that.
Even I didn't know that. I was like, what? Oh, cool. Learning Photoshop one step at a time.
Literally, that's how I've learned Photoshop. It's such a big program. It does so many different things.
hmm
It's intense.
Like, I still don't know. I don't know a lot about Photoshop. I pretty much only know the basics. And even then, that's kind of a stretch.
Well, something that I've heard you guys say is the same thing that I think about Premiere Pro, which is by the same company. So, I mean, it makes sense, is that, you learn just the basics, and then slowly you just start learning like one or two other things, and then like you put that into your like bank of knowledge, and then later, you figure out one or two other things until eventually you can do like a lot of different features, because Premiere Pro, I just remember I could basically do nothing on there. Like I knew how to like cut the video. Like if you look at my first videos and then look at my videos now, I can do so many more like kind of like transitions and graphics and stuff. But I didn't know all that stuff at first. I only knew how to like cut the video and like put the video pieces together. I didn't know how to do any of the other features, so I'm sure it's the same with Photoshop where you're just like, I can draw and erase, and then like eventually like, oh look, I can do this and I can do that.
Yeah, the knowledge comes in little by little. There's just so much to learn. You can't learn it all in one day.
Right. Yeah, I was showing Hill the other day like a video on how to make a circle that I saw on YouTube. Like, this is how you make a perfect circle.
I like how after he makes a perfect circle, he
He-
makes it into a not perfect circle because nobody can actually make a real circle. And I was like, I appreciate that.
I'll put that video link down below if anyone wants to see it, but it's how you make Kirby. I'm just on the struggle bus over here. I'm like, nobody look at my
Me
drawing.
too. I literally have a fin.
I mean, that fin
don't
looks
know
really
what it
good though.
It's just the butt.
It's a very nice butt. Booty.
I know. It's a badonk.
Donkey donk.
Hill, do the song.
Look at that butt. Look at that butt. Look at that butt. Look at that butt. That butt. Look at that butt.
And that's the song I sing about my dog every day now. It's just that when Oreo wags his tail, he doesn't wag his tail, he wags his entire butt.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I
And
love
he's
when
really
dogs do that.
excited. He's like, my whole butt, my whole butt.
That's my favorite thing when dogs wag their whole entire butt. They're so excited.
Yeah, especially like when Matt comes home. I have failed over here. I wish your guys' screens were bigger than my screen so nobody would be watching what I'm doing. I spent this whole time trying to make this line straight just to erase it.
For me, I'm not very fast with digital art, and I will take 5 hours just to do a sketch.
Like, I just feel like I could have done so much better with my, like, traditional art. So I have to say that I might prefer, just for personal preference, just the hard brush because I feel like all of my lines are like, you could see my dark and light lines overlapping.
Yeah, I mean, you do what you feel is comfortable. I think I use that more for line work than sketching.
Hey everyone, Future Lacey here. I'm just editing the video and I think this is a really good place to kind of stop. Just let you guys watch the rest with music and we will be back to finish our mermaids. It might take a few videos just because we don't have all the time to record together and then the editing process takes so long. So I do apologize since it has been a while since I have put up a video and I don't even know if the mermaid video like part 2 is going to be next or if it's going to be something else, but do let us know if you like this video. Go ahead and comment below. You guys can leave questions or comments for my friends. I would love that. They would love that, and please go check them out on Instagram as they are artists like I mentioned. You can find Hillary, who's the bottom screen. You can find her on Instagram and Facebook at Doodle Monster for Life, and the top screen, that's Heather, and you can find her at BombH92 on Instagram, and I would love for you guys to check them out. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. Like, your guys' support means so much to us, but if you made it this far, please leave an emoji. So we have the wave emoji, like a water wave, because I couldn't find mermaid or a fish or anything, but anything like that would be cute for the theme, or you guys could do the laptop or the computer for digital art. Thanks so much for making it, guys, and we will see you guys next time. So bye.
If I would've known, if I had picked up on your tone, yeah, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be laying here just staring at the wall, waiting for you to get a call. So you got a reason to leave without making a thing about it. I thought I was free of you, and now the thought of you, it makes me sick. And baby, I gotta tell you the truth, I've got this empty space, and here's the thing about it, I've been looking for somebody new, but keep ending happy with you. Hate to admit that it's true, but I keep on believing that someone like you could pull me right out of the blue. But baby, I'm blinking it's June, and I'm just sad in the summer. In the summer, baby, I'm so sad. In the summer, in the summer, baby, I'm so sad. So I've been here before, picking myself up from the floor. Yeah, it's not a mistake if it's happening every day. I'd rather be alone, give back his records and his clothes. Yeah. Then hear him say, baby, I swear that I'm changing. I thought I was free of you, and now the thought of you, it makes me sick. And baby, I gotta tell you the truth. I've got this empty space, and here's the thing about it, I've been looking for somebody